The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Very good afternoon and a warm welcome to every one of you. So first of all, many thanks for joining us on our workshop. Thank you so much for spending your time in registering during your busy schedule because your participation means a lot to us here at ManageEngine. So we, the AD Solutions team, hope to make sure that this session is going to be valuable and you will gain something out of it. I hope that my voice is audible and the screen is well and clear. So if not, kindly let us know through the chat. So let me introduce myself. My name is Anu and I'm your presenter for the day. I'm pretty sure that you all know about this series of ADManager Plus workshop. This is workshop number 4, the fourth of the 5 workshops that we are conducting this month. In the past 3 weeks, we were looking on various ways with which you can make your task related to your Active Directory administration very easy with the help of ADManager Plus. In week 1, we were looking on user provisioning. So we saw how we can create user accounts in bulk, say 10 accounts or 20 user accounts with the help of a CSV file. So you need not have to use any native scripts or you don't have to use any partial scripts or any complex steps to create bulk users. And in week 2, we saw how you can modify those user accounts. And in week 3, we saw about how to delegate your certain task like only reset password operation can be done for an IT technician. So how we can delegate such tasks to your IT technician or network administrators or any of your HR people. And then we looked on how you can delegate certain tasks, like how you can follow a request approval and execution pattern with the help of workflow. So basically in last 3 weeks, we focused mainly on management activities. So this week, say for a change, let's focus on Active Directory reports. So when I say reports, in ADManager Plus, so it gives you an insight into Active Directory by providing reports on various Active Directory components. Say for example, you want to have a look at how many number of user accounts are present in your domain. So you can get it done with the help of ADManager Plus reports. You don't have to run any queries or you don't have to run any scripts. You just have to click certain clicks and then you get the reports. And also you can see every attribute and its value for every user account. So let me quickly share with you the agenda for the day, and the topic will be focusing on partial free Active Directory reporting and then efficient Active Directory accounts and NTFS permission management. And by the end of the session, you will get to know how you can do an on-the-fly Active Directory account management when you generate reports. Say for example, you can identify the logon permissions granted to inappropriate users. Say for example, your manager wants to have a look at all of his team members, and if he feels he is inappropriate to log into any of the domain controllers or any of the file servers, then you can deny those users from logging into those machines. And in the next case, say for example, in case your organization has encountered brute force attack and you want to enforce a password reset for all your users across the organization, and then you want to update any password policy settings, then you can do all this with the help of ADManager Plus. And the next thing is, say for example, you want to see what are all the custom attributes that you have in your Active Directory, or you want to modify any custom attributes for your user accounts, then you can do it with the help of ADManager Plus. And the next thing is, say for example, whenever the shift hours for your employees change, and then you want to change the logon permission. Say for example, you want to deny permission for the user accounts to logging into their personal computers or workstations after these shift hours, then you can do it very easily with ADManager Plus. The second half of the session will focus mainly on NTFS permissions. Say for example, you want to find out so that no low-level security group is linked iteratively to a top admin group so that you can generate the report and then remove those groups for the user accounts. And also, if you want to check whether the share, who are all have access to any confidential share, and then you can do the cleanup activity then. So let me take you to the application. The URL for logging into the application is admp.cloudapp.net. Kindly look at the chat window for the URL. The URL for logging into the test lab that we have set up and hosted online. In case you do not have ADManager Plus installed at your end, then you can very well make use of this test lab that we have set up and hosted online. The URL for the URL for accessing the test lab is admp.cloudapp.net. So kindly look at the chat window. And also, I will be sharing the credentials so that you can log in and have enhanced an experience with ADManager Plus. The username for logging into the application is ADMP. So you can see that in your chat window. The username is ADMP and the password is workshop with W capitalized. Kindly log on to ADManager Plus Authentication and not the workshop domain. So log into ADManager Plus Authentication. So I hope that you all have logged into the application. Let me log in as well. So you all know that when you log into the application, you will be welcomed with the product dashboard. So in the past weeks, we focused mainly on AD management and AD delegation and workflow. So this week, we are going to focus on Active Directory reports. So you can see that here, Active Directory reports. So as I said, the first task that I will be demonstrating for today is I'm going to identify the inappropriate users first. Say for example, I do not want any users who are not member of administrators and domain admin groups, and then I will remove the logon permission for those user accounts. So how do I do that? So as a first step, I need to generate generate the report so that I can find who are all the users who do not belong to domain admins in administrators group. So go to AD reports tab and then go to group reports, and then there you can see a report users not in groups. So go to users not in groups report and then you have to choose the group. So I want to generate a report for the users who do not belong to administrators and domain admins. So you can see a plus icon near select group. Click that plus icon so that it will display all the groups present in your domain. Okay, so I want to select two groups. One is administrators and then I want to choose domain admins. Okay, so I have selected administrated groups and then I'm going to choose domain admins group. Click OK and then click the button generate so that this will list all the user accounts who do not belong to administrators and domain admins group. So as you can see, there are 55 user accounts who do not belong to these two groups. So what do I want to do now? I want to remove the logon permission for these user account into logging into my domain controllers. So what I have to do is I want to choose all the user accounts and then click more actions, and then I need to select the option users workstation. So from here you can go to any management activity. Say for example, if you want to change any attributes related to a contact, and then you can go to contact attributes, or you want to move these user accounts to another OU, then you can have the option move users. But what I have to do now is I want to change the logon permission. So I'm going to choose the option user workstations and click go. So this will take you to the management console so that you can choose the option whether you want to add computers to user or you want to remove computers from users. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove computers from users, for which you have to select the option allow selected computers. When you click this option and then choose remove computers from users. So there you can see a plus icon. So when you click this icon, this will give all the computers present in your domain. So I want to restrict these user accounts from logging into the domain controllers, which are ADMP-DC1 and ADMP-DC2. So I want to remove these computers from these user accounts. So once you are done selecting the computers, just hit apply. So when you hit apply, the permission for these user accounts such that they want to log into their domain controllers, so you will have that permission denied for these user accounts. So you can see that you may encounter some errors. So in this case, it is given that the specified workstation does not exist. Say for example, this workstation may have been removed or something like that. But when you have this domain controller, or when you have your configuration, your Active Directory configuration setup is ready, then you can have this option to remove the permission, to deny the permission for these user accounts into logging into the workstation. Okay. The second topic for today is, say for example, your organization expands. When your organization expands, it may be exposed to vulnerabilities, and then if you want to have a password reset for all the user accounts, then I'll tell you how to do that. So this will be the task that you have to do at your end. So what you have to do is you want to reset password for all the user accounts that belong to Workshop OU. I'll tell you how to do that, and then I would request you to do this task at your end so that you can have an experience like on how you can make use of ADManager Plus to reset password for all the user accounts. So what am I going to do is I'm going to generate a report so that I can get all the user accounts present in Workshop OU. So the first step that you have to do is, I'll tell you how to do this. At the same time, I would request you to do this at your end. So if you want a guidelines on how to do it, kindly look at the handouts option at your end so that you can have a document that clearly displays the steps that you need to follow to do this task. Okay, let me go to the application. So what do I need to do? First, I need to find all the user accounts present in Workshop OU. Okay, so let me go to AD reports and then choose user reports, and then let me choose all users. So I need to find all the user accounts present in Workshop OU. So there you can see an option to choose the domain. and then there you have an option to select the OUs. So you can see an option add OUs. Just click add OUs so that you can get the list of organizational units present in your domain. So now I need to choose the OU workshop. So choose the OU workshop and then hit OK and then generate the report. So when you generate the report, this will display all the user accounts present in workshop OU. Okay, as you can see, there are 53 user accounts present in workshop OU. So now what you have to do is you have to select all the user accounts, and then you can see a button with 3 dots. So this is for choosing the action that you want to perform. So when you click this button, just go and select the option reset password and then click go. Okay, so now this is the console for reset password. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type a password for my user account. So there are several ways in which you can set password for the user account. So either you can choose the option generate password. So you need to configure the complexity with which the password will be generated, or you can type a password on your own, or you can make the password same as user logon, or you can just leave the password blank. But leaving the password blank will make the user account more vulnerable. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to type the password. So when you type the password, make sure that this password meets the password complexity that you have set in your domain. Okay. And I'm resetting the password for all these user accounts. So what I want to do is I must force these user accounts to change their password when they log on. So there you have an option, user must change the password at next logon. So just select this option to yes and then hit apply. So now you can see the password for all these user account is being reset. So once they log on the next time, so they will be forced to change their password. So now I would like you to do this at your end. So I'll just give you 2 minutes so that you can try this at your end. Just refer the document for the steps, and I will also repeat this at my end so that you can try this. So what you have to do is go to Active Directory Reports tab. So as a first step, you need to find out the user accounts present in Workshop OU. So go to Active Directory Reports and then choose User Reports and then choose All Users. So what you have to do is you have to select the OUs. Just click the button Add OUs and then choose the OU as Workshop. So choose the Workshop OU and then generate the report. So after this, you need to choose the user account. So you can either choose all the user account or just some specific user account. So just select all the user account and then click this more actions button. So you can see a button with 3 green dots. So that is for more actions. And then choose the option reset password and then click go. So after this, you need to type the password Say for example, I've given the password as password at 123. So in a similar way, you can type any password. So just type a password and then hit apply. So once you're done doing this, I would like you to choose the raised hand button so that I can know that you have completed this task. So once you're done completing this task, I'll move on to the next task. So what you have to do is you have to generate the report. So go to AD reports and then go to all users report and then choose the OU as workshop and then generate the report. So once you're done generating the report, you need to reset password so that you can change the password for all the user account. So you need to choose the user account and then choose the action reset password, and then when you are in the reset password console, you need to type the password and just hit apply. Okay. I can see that few people have done completing this task. So I hope that I can move to the next task. Okay. Okay, let me go to the AD reports tab. So say for example, you want to ensure uniformity in your organization. Say for example, you do not want any two of the user accounts to have same value for an attribute. Say for example, you do not want any two user accounts to have same employee ID. So how do I find that? So in UAD reports under user reports, you have an option called users with duplicate attributes. Just click users with duplicate attributes and then you want to find out so first of all you need to select the attribute. In my case, I'm going to choose the attribute as employee ID. So I'm going to find whether any two of the users has same employee ID. So what I have to do, I'm going to choose the attribute. So I'm going to choose employee ID attribute and then hit OK and then generate the report. So which means if any two users or any two or more users has same value for employee ID attribute, then those user accounts will be displayed here. As you can see that there are two user accounts who has same employee ID. But wait a minute, I have seen the display name, SAM account name, the account status and the OU name for these two user accounts. But where is the value for the employee ID? I'll tell you how you can find the value for employee ID. So there you can see an option add or remove columns. When you click this option add or remove columns, so you can choose the attribute for which you want to see the values for these user accounts. So in my case, it is going to be employee ID. Just choose this attribute employee ID and then click OK. So now you can see that the employee ID for these two user account is 1031. So if you want to change this employee ID, changing the employee ID for these user account is very simple. You just have to select the user account and then click More Actions and then choose the option Custom Attributes. And then when you go to Custom Attributes, you can just change the employee ID for this user account. I'll tell you how on the following task. But for now, let me give you another use case so that you can know what exactly Active Directory Reports gives you. Say for example, you want to find any empty attributes present in your domain. Say for example, you want to find whether any user account has empty value for employee ID. So how do I find that? So go to AD reports and then go to user reports. So there you can see an option users with empty attributes. So go to users with empty attributes. So now you need to choose the attribute list. So I want to find whether any user account has empty value for employee ID. But then you want to check for any other attributes, then you can choose the attributes that you want to check. So you can see an option to edit the attributes. Just click that button and then choose the attribute. Say for example, you don't want any of your user accounts to have a empty home directory or empty logon script or empty manager attribute or any other attribute, then you can choose them as well. Say for example, I want to check whether the home phone for my user account is empty or not, then you can do that as well. Just click save button, and then you can choose the matching criteria so that you can check whether all these two attributes are empty or any of these attribute is empty. So I'm just going to check whether all of these selected attributes are empty and then generate the report. So you can see whether any user account has empty value for these two attributes. Okay, so in a similar way, if you want to find any other attribute value, say for example, you want to find the OU name for each of this user account, just go to add or remove columns and then choose the attribute OU name and then hit OK. Okay, so choose the attribute as OU name and then hit OK, so that you can see the OU name for all of these user accounts. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is, say for example, your manager wants to see who all his team members are, and then he wants to change a custom attribute. Say for example, he wants to change the employee type attribute to any value. So how that can be done? I'll show you how. Just go to Active Directory reports. So the first thing you want to check is you want to find all the user accounts who report to a specific manager. So go to user reports and then choose the option manager based users. So what you have to do here is you want to choose a user account, which means you have to choose the manager account. You can see a button select. When you click this button, this will list all the user accounts present in your domain. So you have to choose the user account. You have to choose the manager account and then click OK and then generate the report. So this will display all the user accounts who report to the manager ADMP. So these 24 user accounts report to ADMP user manager. So now what I have to do is I want to change the custom attribute employee type. So you can see here an attribute employee type. So several user accounts are trainee, or some of them are employee, and some of them are contractor. Say for example, I'm going to change any of this user account who are a trainee. Say for example, I'm going to change this admin IT USA as an employee. So how do I change that? Just choose those user account and then go to more action and then choose the option custom attributes and then hit go. So when you go to this custom attributes console, so you can change, you can modify the custom attributes for this user account. So the LDAP name for changing the employee type is employee type. So type the LDAP name for the custom attribute and then give the value as employee. Okay, and then hit apply. So what I did just now is I have changed the employee type custom attribute for the user account admin IT USA. Okay, so if you just want to take a look whether this change has been updated or not, just go to AD reports and then let me run the same report once again. So let me choose manager based users and then generate this report. So recently I have changed admin IT USA user account employee type to employee. So you can see that the change has been updated. Okay. So in a similar way, say for example, you want to find password unchanged users. Say for example, if you have users, certain user accounts who have not changed their password for last 30 days or for last 90 days. So how do I find those user accounts? Go to AD reports and then so as you can see, ADManager Plus has a lot more options with which you can generate the report based on your perspective. Either you can generate, so when you generate all users, so it will simply display all the user accounts present in your domain. So when I generated manager based users, so I generated the user accounts who report to a certain manager. So now what I have to do is I want to generate the report to find password unchanged users. So there you can see an option password reports. Just click password reports. So there you can see an option password unchanged users. So when you click password unchanged users, so what you have to do is you can choose the number of days, the period for which you want to check whether these user accounts have changed their password or not. Say for example, I want to find who are all the user accounts who has not changed their password for last 30 days. So just select the period as last 30 days and then click generate. So as you have done in previous reports, you can choose the OU as well. So as you can see here, so this is the user account who has not changed their password since last 154 days. So this is how you can generate the report to find the user accounts who has not changed their password. So the next thing is if you want to find the user accounts whose password has expired, then how do I find that? Go to AD reports, then go to password reports, and there you can see an option password expired users. Just click password expired users. So and then if you want to select any specific OU, then you can use this option add OUs and then you can just generate the report. So there are no users whose password is expired right now in this domain. But if you have any user account with their password expired, then you will have those user accounts listed here. So in the same way, you want to find if the user account has, if the user account password is going to expire soon, then you can have that report too. So you can see an option soon to expire user password. Just click this option soon to expire user passwords, and then you can choose the days. Say for example, I want to find the user accounts whose password is going to expire in the next 30 days. So just select the option next 30 days and then hit generate. So when you hit generate, so this option will list all the user accounts with their password going to expire in next 30 days. As you can see, there are no user accounts like that in my domain. Okay, so the next use case will be this. Say for example, you want to change the logon hour permission for your user accounts. Say for example, you want to find who are all have logon permission are permitted from a specific time, say from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. So you just have to take the list of user accounts who have their logon permission allowed from the time period 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. and then you want to change their logon permission to denied. So this will be the task that I'll be giving to you now. So I would recommend you to do this at your end. So this is your task. So you want to find out who all have access to log into their computers from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. on all days, on all 7 days. And once you're done generating that report, you have to deny the permission to log in from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. on all 7 days. So I will be executing this task at my end. I would request you to do this task at your end, and then once you're done, just click the button raised hand. So if you want to have a look at how to do it, I'll be sharing a document with you. So just kindly check hands out option so you can have the solution to do this task at your end with that document. So I'll tell you how you can do this. Go to the application and then go to AD reports. So you want to generate the report, log on hour based report. So go to AD reports and then go to user reports and then choose the option log on hour based report. So what I have to do is I need to find out who all have access to log in from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. on all 7 days. So when you go to log on hour based report, you have to choose the days, whether it's going to be Sunday, Monday, or all 7 days. Just pick the days. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all the days and then I'm going to set the time from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. So I want the report for log on permitted hours. Just choose the option log on permitted hours and then hit generate button. So when you hit the generate button, so this will give you all the user account who has a log on permitted for the hours from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. on all 7 days. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick few of this user account and then I'm going to change this user account from log on permitted to log on denied. So once you are done selecting the user account, just click the more actions button and then choose the option log on hours and then hit go. Okay, so now you need to select the hours. So when it is grayed out, it means the log on hours is denied. When it is in green, it means that they have log on permission allowed. So what I have to do, just click the button select hours and then choose the time from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. and then select all days and then select allow. So now I'm going to deny only from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. So select the option select hours and then choose the time from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then choose the option all days and then choose the button deny. So you can see that this user account will now have logon permission allowed for all the hours except from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. on all 7 days. So once you're done selecting the logon hours, just hit apply. So when you hit apply, the logon hours for this user account will be changed. Okay, as you can see that the logon hours for these user account has been changed now. So I would request you to do this at your end. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. So once you are done doing this task, just click the raised hand button so that I can proceed to the next task. Let me just give you a quick recap on how to change the logon hours. So you can do this at your end too. Just go to AD reports and then choose the option user reports and then choose the report logon hour based report. Okay, and then you need to choose the days. So you have to select all the 7 days and then choose the time from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then choose the option reports for to log on permitted hours and then hit the button generate. Okay, so this will list all the user accounts who have a log on hour permitted from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then pick any of these user accounts and then choose the option more actions and then choose the action name as logon hours and then click go. So once you go to the logon hours console, you need to choose the time. You need to pick the time. So just click select hours and then choose the time from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. on all 7 days and then hit allow button and then choose the button select hours and then choose the time from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then choose all 7 days and then hit deny and then hit apply button. So once you are done doing this task, I would like you to click the raised hand button so that I can know that you have completed this task or not. So if you want to have a guidelines on how to do this, just kindly look at the look at the handouts. So I have shared a document with you with all the steps that you need to do for performing this task. So I can see that few people have done completing this task. So if you're not done still, just put an hold to it and then you can try it later with the help of the document that I have given you. So let me go to the next task for today. Okay. Let me go to AD reports. Say for example, now you want to disable all the user accounts who are inactive for say some 90 days or some 60 days. So how do I do that? So go to AD reports and then go to user reports. There you can see an option inactive users. Just click this report inactive users. So you want to find users who are inactive for some 30 days. So just go and select the desired time period as last 30 days. So you do have an option to exclude the users who have never logged on, and then you also have an option to exclude the disabled users as well. So if you want to exclude these user accounts, you can very well choose these two options. Okay, otherwise you can just simply leave it unselected. So what you have to do is just choose the time period, say let be last 30 days, and then click generate button. So this will list all the user accounts who are inactive for last 30 days. And then if you want to disable all the user account or you want to disable any of this user account, just select those user accounts and then go to the more actions. So you can see a three dotted button. Just click that button and then choose the option enable disabled users and then hit go. So this will take you to enable disabled users console. So there you have to choose whether you want to enable the user account or disable the user account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable these two user accounts. And then if you want to set the account expiry date as never or any time period, you can choose that as well. So I'm not going to do anything with account expiry. I'm just going to disable these two user account. So choose the option disable and then hit apply. So when you hit apply, these two user accounts will be disabled. Okay, so in the similar way, if you want to perform any other option, say for example, after disabling these user account, you want to move them to a separate OU. So how do I do that? So here in the result page itself, you can see an option more action. So you need not go and generate the disabled users report again. You can do it here itself. So just choose the option more action and then choose the category as general attributes and then choose the action as move users and hit go. So this will help you to move these user accounts to another container or another OU. So you can see that these two user accounts belong to workshop. One belong to workshop OU and the other user account belong to do not delete. So I'm going to move these two user account, say another OU, say employees India. So just select this option, select a target container. So this will list all the OUs present in your domain and then choose the option employees India or any other OUs that are present in your domain. Just choose the OUs and then hit OK. So once you are done selecting the container, hit apply to change, to move these user account. So once you hit apply, okay, so you need to select the user account and then you need to hit the apply button. So when you hit apply, these two user accounts will be moved to the OU employees India. Okay. Let me show you another use case. Just go to AD reports. Say for example, at end of every day, you want to find who or all have logged in to their workstations. Say for example, you want to find who all have logged in today. So you can see an option, see a report here under AD reports, under user reports. You can see an option recently logged on users. just go to recently logged on users, and then what you have to do is you want to select the time. Say for example, at every day you want to find who all have logged in. So just select the time period as today and then hit generate. So if you have any user accounts who have logged into their workstations today, so you can see those user accounts listed here. But if you want to do this step, so if you want to generate this report every day, or say for example, you want to repeat it for every month, like that is for every last 30 days. So do you have to go and do this every day? No, I'll tell you an easy option with which you can have this report to be mailed to you every day. So you can see an option scheduled reports at the right side of your screen. So just click schedule reports. So when you go to schedule report, so you have to create a schedule first. Just click the button create schedule. So what you have to do is you want to generate the report every day. So you want to generate the report, say for example, recently logged on users. So you can see that here under report type, choose user reports and then choose recently logged on users. Okay. So after you are selecting this report, you want to enter the number of days. Say for example, enter the number of days as 1 and then hit OK. And then you want to run this report every day, so you have to choose the schedule duration. Just go and select the option to be daily, and then say for example you want to generate it at every day at 6 p.m. You just go and select the hours. So choose the time as 18, choose the hours as 18 and then minutes as 0. So you can choose the format in which you want this report to be mailed to you. Say for example in PDF or HTML or any format that you wish to have this report on. And then you have to specify the email address. So any email address, say for example abc@abc.com. So in a similar way you can specify your email address and then save this report. So what you have to do is, so most importantly, you want to name this schedule. So I'm going to name this as recently logged on. Okay, so name this report and then choose the domain. If you want, you can choose the OUs as well and then choose the report. So I have selected the recently logged on users and then choose your duration. So I want to generate this report daily at 6 p.m. and then choose the format and then enter your email address. So just save this schedule so that every day at 6 p.m. this report will be generated and then mailed to you. Okay. Let me go to the next task for today. So the next task for today is I'm going to find out the groups for a user account and then I'm going to ensure that the user account is not linked directly to any top level security group. Okay, let me give you a sample user account that I have created at my end. Okay, let me go to AD management and then choose user management and then choose modify single user. So I have created a user account at my site. So let me choose admin IK user account so that I can have a look on the member of attribute, the group membership for this user account. So go to account tab. So as you can see, this screen displays all the attributes for this user account. Just go to account tab and then see the option member of. So as you can see, this group is related to, or this group belongs to, sorry, this user account belongs to two groups, basic group 1 and then domain users. But let me show you one thing. Let me go to AD reports and then run a report named groups for users. So go to AD reports and then choose the option groups for users under user reports. So choose the option groups for users and then choose the user account. So just click the select button and then you have to select the user account. So my user account is admin IT UK. Okay, let me choose this user account admin IT UK and then hit OK and then hit generate. So this will display all the groups that this user account is a member of. You can see here there are 8 groups that this user account is a member of. But you have just seen only 2 groups in member of attribute. So what does this mean? So this means that basic group 1 is iteratively a member of top admin group, which in turn is a member of domain admins and enterprise admins. So in this way, this user account admin IT UK is a member of administrators and then enterprise admins and then domain admin groups and all these groups. So if you want to change any group membership attributes, say for example, you want to clean up the permission for this user account such that they belong only to, say for example, domain users, just click more actions. How you can remove the group membership for this user account is go to AD management tab and then go to user management and then choose the option group attributes. So once you go to group attributes, you just have to specify the group in which you want to make any of the user account to be a member of. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the user account admin IT UK to the group domain admins. So let me find the group, domain users. And let me find the group domain users. And then let me clear all the other group memberships. So I have to find the user account admin IT UK. Just enter the name to be searched and then search for the user account. So what this option will do is this will remove all the group membership from this user account and then it will add to domain users group. Okay, so choose the user account and then hit apply. So this is how you can modify the group attributes for this user account. Okay, let me go to the last task for today. So which is I'm going to find who or all have access to a confidential share and then I'm going to change the permission for that share. So what I'm going to do is, so this will be a task for you. So the task will be you will have to remove all the existing share permission for the folder workshop share and then just provide full permission for the administrators group alone for the workshop share. Let me tell you how you can do it. Just go to AD reports. First, let me tell you how you can find who or all have access to our share. So there you can see an option NTFS reports. Just click this category NTFS reports and then choose the report shares in the server. And then you need to choose the computer in which you have created that share folder. So just click add more. So this will display all the computers. So just select ADMP-DC1, then hit OK. So this will display all the shares that are present in this computer ADMP-DC1. Just click Generate button so that you can see what are all the shares present in ADMP-DC1 computers. Okay, you can see that there are 7 such shares present under ADMP-computers. Okay, one such share is workshop share. Okay, so if you want to see who or all have permission to this share, so just click the permissions link that you can see on the row of workshop share. So when you click this permissions, so this will display all the user accounts that have permission, that have access or any permission to this share. As you can see, everyone has permission to access this share. So what I would like you to do is, I would like you to remove all the permission and then just delegate administrators to have full control over this share. So how do I do it? So I just kindly look at the handouts. I have shared a document with you with all the steps that you need to do to perform this task. So let me repeat that at my end too. So what you have to do is you have to go to AD management, and then you have to choose the category file server management. So there you can see on the left side of the screen, choose file server management, and then choose the option modify share permissions. Okay, then you have to choose the folder. So my share folder name is workshop share. As you can see here, it is workshop share. Just choose the select option, the select link near select folders. So when you select this, this will display all the computers present in your domain. And then first you have to choose the computer. So the computer is ADMP-DC1, and then this will display all the folders present in that particular computer. So you have to choose the workshop share folder. Just choose workshop share folder and hit OK. So what you have to do is, I want to make administrator to have a full control over this folder. So under account, choose the option select. So when you click this link select, this will display all the user accounts present in your domain. So either you can choose any a particular user account, or you can just choose the group. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to choose the administrator groups. Just click this tab groups and then choose the administrators group and then hit OK. So this administrators group will have a full control, and it will be a allow permission, and then I have to remove all existing permissions and apply only the above permission. So choose this option, and then so this will remove all existing permission. Hit OK and then hit modify. So such that you can see that every one option is removed from this user account. If you want to verify this, just go to AD reports. So I'm going to run the same report once again and then check for the permission for the folder workshop share. Go to NPFS reports and then choose the option shares in the service. And then you have to choose the computer as ADMP-DC1 and then generate the report. So this will list all the shares present in this computer, and then click this permissions option. So now you can see that only administrators have permission over this share workshop underscore share. Okay, so I'll just give you a 5 minutes of time so you can do this at your end. Once you're done completing this task, just click the raised hand button. So if you want to have a look at on how to do this task, so kindly look at the handouts options. So I have shared a document with you so that you can make use of it, and then you can do this at your end. So let me quickly give a recap on how to change the NPFS permissions. So once you are done, kindly click the raised hand button. Okay, go to AD Management tab and then choose the option File Server Management and then choose Modify Share Permissions. And then you need to choose the folder. So your folder name is Workshop Share. Just select the computer ADMP-DC1 and then choose the folder workshop_share and then hit OK. So next thing is you have to choose the user account as administrators. So that is a group. So you have to go to the groups tab and then choose the administrators group, and then once you're done selecting the administrators group, just click OK and then choose the permission as full control and give the type as allow, and then choose the option remove all existing permissions and then hit modify. So once you're done, kindly click the raised hand button so that I can get to know that you have completed this task or not. So I can see that few people have completed this task. If you're not done with this still, just put on hold to it. So I've shared a document with you. So you can try this at your end. You have all the credentials. So you can try this after the end of the session. So we have come to the end of this session. So let me quickly give you on what we have seen today. So we have seen how you can generate reports with various perspectives. Say for example, we have seen how you can generate reports so that you can have the details of user accounts present in a specific OU, and then you got the report for all the user accounts who are inactive for a specific number of days, and also you have seen how you can run various reports, like you need to find the user accounts with empty attributes or with duplicate attributes. We have seen all that. So if you want to find the iterative groups for the user account, then you had the report groups for users that will display all the groups that this user account belongs to. And also we have seen how you can generate the report so that you can see, so that a manager can see all of his team members. And also we have seen certain password reports. Say for example, you can generate reports for to find out the user accounts who have not changed the password since 30 days or 90 days. And also we have seen certain password reports so that you can find who are all the user accounts whose password has expired and all that. And after that, we have seen how you can manage the share permissions in your environment. So you have to go to File Server Management and then choose the option Modify Share Permissions, and then you can just modify the permissions for any of the shares that are present in your environment. So this is all for today's session. So after the end of this session, we will send you a survey form which will just take up to 2 minutes to fill up the form, because your feedback is very much valuable and that will help us improve in every way we can. So I would request you to fill that form so that we can have your views. And then thank you so much for your participation today. So we will have the last workshop, workshop number 5, on next Wednesday at the same time, 12 p.m. And the topic for next workshop will be how you can automate certain Active Directory tasks, and then you will see how you can make use of the Android and iOS apps for ADManager Plus and all that. So I hope that you all will continue with us in the next workshop too. And then thank you so much for your participation today and have a good day.